Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome back to my Kerbal Space Program Let's Play. Welcome to the planet Kerbin, and welcome to the Kerbal Space Center. Now, I, Commander Hellish, did some stuff between now and last time, just like I said I was going to, and up here in the right-hand corner you can see my 4 notifications from my successes. So, I completed visual surveys. Let's discard that. We got a load of money and rewards and science for that. I performed other visual surveys. I did some more visual surveys, and with more visual surveys. So that was one contract, one massive contract, loads of money. So now we're up to 373,000 credits. Now we can now start spending them to expand our centre. So, but what am I going to do? I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm going to do it when I feel the need. Our reputation's going up. It's high enough for now. We don't need it for anything that I'm aware of, so that'll do. And we have 125 science to spend. So, first order of today, spend that science. So here we are in the technology area. Now you can see in this right-hand area, again, like I've said before, this is the bit we can't unlock because you need 100. You need to upgrade the facility to do something that's 100 science or more. And these are all the stage before, and each of them are all 90 science. So I've only got enough science to unlock one. Question is, which one? Now we've got space exploration here, which gives us the mobile processing lab, a mobility enhancer, allows us to, it's also known as a ladder apparently, and a thermometer, another way for us to get some science information. We've got electronics, which has been researched. So advanced construction is the other option, which gives us some adapters and extra decouplers and manifolds and a fuselage. I'm not really that interested in that one. Not really interested in it. This one here, fuel systems, gives us a very all-important external fuel duct. Allows us to build more complex and more efficient craft. So that's one I am interested in. And then up here, heavy rocketry. Of course, the bigger and heavier the rockets we can get, the better. However, we can't really handle that in our space centre at the moment, so maybe hold off on that one for a minute. So I think it's between the fuel and the science. And of course, more science means we can unlock more things. So that's what I'm going to go for. I'm going to research that science, and I'm going to purchase the ladder. Straight away, I'm going to purchase the thermometer straight away. Right, so let's get out of here. And before I said out, did I click that? There we go. And before we do anything today and really get into the meat of what's going on, I need to show you something that I built. So, here we are in the space plane hangar. Let me just go to load and jet plane Mark II. Now, I don't believe you've seen this. So here we go. I don't think you have seen this. This is a bit weird. It's got lots of flappy bits on it. But this is a jet plane I built particularly designed for longer flight. So if I just compare it to jet plane Mark I. So here's our jet plane Mark I. It's got a 2 amounts of fuel, 2 air intakes. It's fixed wing flight with some ailerons of 1 engine. Quite simple, and it was doing us fine to begin with. The problem is I needed to go further afield. We needed more fuel on board. So to do that, I made the Mark II. And the Mark II still has 1 engine, but it has 3 lots of fuel. And all these extra wingy flappy bits are just to keep the lift. Now these ones at the back are angled at a degree which allows us to get some lift. It brings the back up and allows the plane to take off even when it's on a sort of flats. These ones here in the middle are angled up and inwards, kind of towards the centre, and that helps the plane stabilise back to a horizontal level even without SAS. And these flaps at the front here have the control surface on. They allow for extra control spinniness at the front, and of course, because this one's experimental, I've got some parachutes here and a decoupler so I can just ditch the whole thing if it goes horribly wrong. Then I went a little bit crazy. This is the one I actually used to get all those science points and money that I got in between the episodes. Then I went a little bit crazy and started playing around, and I made this. Okay, this is the Mark III, and this was designed. It's stupid, it really is. It's designed to be a long-range reconnaissance drone. Okay, now I say drone because there's no cockpit. There's just this module here which I purchased. It's an automatic command pod with SAS, reaction wheels, electrical charge, and it just goes. It really does. So I played around with that, and I just thought I'll give it a try. There's no room for the landing gear on the wings, so it has to go on the bottom. It's got 6 fuel tanks and the inline air intakes. Now the inline air intakes are there to extend the vehicle backwards to allow for more wings to get more lift. Now I did taxi this up and down on the runway, but I haven't taken off in it, so let's just I think I'm going to give it a go just for out of pure interest. Now I've ran out of parts. I'm using the maximum 30 of 30 parts on this. These back sections are not linked together. It's all connected at the front here with these tri-coupler, tri-stacky thing. So it does bend and move around when I was taxiing about, but I feel like I want to give it a go. We're not going to lose any Kerbals, so let's do it. Let's do it again. Okay, so experimental, unlock steering, reconnaissance, long-range reconnaissance drone, also known as the jet plane Mark III. We'll probably rename it. Unlock steering, there we go. Now we've got 3 engines on this one instead of 1 engine. So yeah, because I ain't got the fuel ducts, you see, I can't filter the fuel down into 1 engine. So let's turn the SAS on. Let's throttle down, ignite those engines, throttle up slightly. No, not 100%. Let's get those brakes on. I want to take this off the runway. Take it down onto the flats. You can see how that top bits and the back parts are all bouncing around together. That's what I noticed before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock the brakes, bring the engines up to full power and unlock the brakes and hope for the best. No, abort. Abort, no. Oh dear. Well, that was a total and utter failure. I could see that it was wobbling as soon as it started to move off, and that just flung it. Right, okay. The jet plane Mark III is complete failure. Yeah, we're not interested in that anymore. Back to the Space Centre. So I thought I'd just show you... Yeah, so I thought I'd just show you that little invention that I tried to make, and yeah, it was a bit of a failure. So in the future we might be able to kind of refine that design, maybe when we get the space plane hangar looking better and the runway upgraded, because if I right click, let's close that. If I right click on the runway, the upgrade allows us to have a bigger maximum size of plane and a maximum weight. And if we upgrade the actual centre itself, it goes from 30 available parts up to 255 parts, but it cost 200,000. Well, we got that thermometer, so I feel like we need to make a new science craft, one that's bigger and better, and we can do all sorts of brilliant things with it. So there's our science craft Mark III. Let's load that. Here we go. So this is the one that I can't launch. It simply just won't go far enough. It's just too many parts. Maybe we could make a science plane. Let's make a science plane. Okay, so here we go. I've got the Mark II. It's still experimental. Let's see, how many parts have I used? 27 of 30. May have to strip down on some of these parts, but we'll see. What I want to do is try and get the science bay. No, not science. I want to do all the reusable information so we can do crew reports and get the thermometer on there as well. So we've purchased the thermometer. What's this comms thing? Packet size 2, max bandwidth. It doesn't really make any difference. Let's get the thermometer on the fuselage here. On the top. Brilliant. So we can activate the thermometer there if we need to. Mobile processing lab. That would be quite good to have, actually. But it is humongous. It really is big. And then we need the communi thing. So let's put that in the center as well. There we go. May as well have it extended. Oh yes, now we're getting somewhere. So we'll be able to do crew reports and thermometry things and send them back. And EVA reports probably as well. The only experiments... I don't think we can reset this experiment. The Science Junior. And I don't think we can reset the contamination unit, which is a shame, really. Without using the mobile processing lab, that is. So what are we now? We are currently at 29 components. Now we're going to need some batteries. Now does this hold electrical charge? It does hold electrical charge, so we don't need batteries, but we're probably going to need some solar panels. So let's purchase those solar panels. There we go. Now I wanted 2 of these on, really. So I think it's just going to have to be 1. So we will put it there. Well, there we go. The jet plane Mark II has had a little upgrade. When I am sure that this plane is more stable, I'm going to remove the decoupler and the parachutes. But for now, I'm not. So let's just save that and head out and launch. Okay, first things first. Let's get those brakes on. And let's get the lights on as well. There we go. May as well. With this setup that I've got here, 2 of the lights point forward and 1 of the lights point backwards, which I think is brilliant. Now, let's just activate that temperature sensor. Log temperature. So we've got 2.4 science from that, if we keep it, if we recover the vessel. But we're going to transmit it because we want to keep doing stuff. So temperature readings are quite literally nominal. Okay, transmit. Okay, there. So our electrical charge dived real big time. However, it's now charging back up again because of our plate there. So we may have to wait a little while before we can do much more. Let's do a crew report. We're not going to get anything from that, so let's reset that experiment. So, oh, why is our antenna not extended? Transmit data. Well, I don't understand. What data would we transmit? Oh, there was nothing to communicate. Right, okay. So we've done the runway in the temperature log. Now what I'm going to do is bring down that, activate the engines, and we're going to unlock our steering. No, we don't want the parachute, we want the steering. There we go. So now I can steer it, can I? Did I unlock the steering? Now I've unlocked this. That's better. Right, so I'm going to now drive this across here. That's right. We're going to go across the Space Center and see if we can get some temperature readings from other places with this Mark II jet. Now, it doesn't look particularly nice. It's a little bit more... It's very much so a functional thing. Right, now, where are we now? Let's just log the temperature again. We are from the Kerbal Space Center. Okay, let's transmit that. See, the antenna goes up when it's transmitting. And it's done. There we are. Brilliant. So that's 2 lots of data gathered from that. Let's head towards the space plane hangar first. I'm going to turn the SAS on. Just touching the throttle there because I know we're going to go up this ramp. Put the brakes on. Okay, now let's do another temperature reading again. Tiny little device there. There we are, space plane hangar. Let's transmit that. Not enough electrical charge. Oh, we'll have to do that in a minute. Oh, hang on a minute. Did it do it? Wait. What happened? Is it still trying to do it? I have no idea whether it's still trying to do it or not. I no idea. Let's I think it's done. Right, okay. I'm just going to fast forward a little bit here. Let's put our brakes on and just wait for the electrical charge to pile up a little bit. Oh, the jet engine has some charge in it as well. I would love to have put more solar panels in this, but I can't really do that at this stage. Let's transmit that temperature reading again. There we are, 100% done. Let's log another temperature reading. Now, we're not going to get any science for that, so let's not log that. Okay, let's take the brakes back off, throttle up, and we'll go to the next place, which will be the command centre. So we're just roaming our jet around the various different areas, and what I'll do is I'll show you the command centre, and once I've shown you that one, I will just do the other bits while I'm not recording, and then we'll take off and do more. Yeah! Oh, no, we don't want to crash into that. Brakes on, please. We've got plenty of fuel on this, so let's log the temperature from over here. What we've got, temperatures are nominal. Let's transmit that I don't know if we've got enough time warp to get some more electricity. There we are, starting transmission. Oh, no. Did we do that? Done, I think. Brilliant. So now I'm just going to drive around these various different places and pick up different bits of temperatures, and then before I take off I will come back to you. Right then, so I think I've visited everywhere in the Kerbal Space Complex here, all the different buildings, the runway, the crawlway, and indeed finally the launch pad. So it's time to get moving. Now I did nip back to the runway and bring the plane out again with some new panels on, because I wanted more solar panels. To allow to get them on there, I changed the double wing at the back to a single and then added them, so we should be pretty good there. It's time for us to take off now, so let's throttle up, and I'm just going to come straight off here and head straight out this way, and we're going to see if we can get up straight away. So I'm going to lock the steering, maximise the power. Oh. No! No! Oh, no, Mundok, what happened there? Oh, what on earth? There was an extra... Oh, did that extra lip make us unstable? Oh, no. That's somebody else we're going to have a ceremony for now. Oh, no. Let's go back to the Space Centre. Oh, flipping. Oh, no. Oh, we've now lost Mundok, one of our more experienced pilots. Have we got any pilots coming in? Engineer, we have got Patman, he's a pilot. A very stupid pilot, but we'll employ him nonetheless. Oh, no. Right, okay. Let's get back to the runway. How do I get... If I click on the runway... There we go. Let's get the Mark II jet plane out. Let's get our new pilot, Patman, in there. Right, and launch. Now, I don't know whether that was instability in the craft or not, or whether it was just the fact that we bounced down. So let's unlock the steering at the front there, put our lights on, turn round, throttle down, engines on. You see that in that disaster there, I tried to use the escape system, but when you're on the ground, it does not work. The parachute doesn't really have time to open. It just deploys and smashes into the ground. It did work once, but it didn't work there. I think when you're up in the air and something's going horribly wrong, then it would work. I suppose if I put some sort of like separatrons on there, it would blast the cockpit up and away. Right, let's put the brakes on. Right, everything's all stable. SAS on. Pac-Man, good luck in this experimental flight, by the way. Right, let's throttle up gently to begin with. We're going to have to be moderately aggressive about the whole thing, because if we're not, then everything looks like it's all in line. Is it stable? Let's try and lift up. The back has lit. Ah! That's what happened. Okay, the parachute didn't deploy because I think it broke off. Right. I know what's wrong with this craft. Let's go fix it. Okay, so I recovered all that. Then we're back to the space plane hangar. And I saw that time what happened. Now, for a start, our centre of lift is way too far back. And what was happening, and especially with the angle of these back parts, the back end of the plane was lifting up first. And because it was doing that, it was running with the back end up and the front on its wheel, and it was just becoming completely unstable. What we really want is it to want to either lift throughout evenly or lift from the front. So what I'm going to do to try and prevent that from happening so much, I'm going to get these parts here, we're going to get into symmetry mode, we're going to put them on the craft, and we're going to move everything as far forward as we can. There. No, they're the wrong way round. They're the wrong way round. There. There. Okay, so we're getting lift at... That's not quite right. I think that's right. So we're getting lift at the front as well. And then we want to bring these forward a bit. Not a lot. Just a bit. And these want to be flat, because we're getting too much lift at the back straight away. So let's rotate these again so they're back straight again. Let's angle snap them in. Is that straight? Looks it. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is just redo them to put them into symmetry mode. There we go. I don't like these bits being stuck up. It doesn't look right. Let's rotate those back to normal. There we go. We will adjust for that manually. And let's put them. Oh, they're broke. Let's replace them. So structural wing piece. There. So let's get those flaps as far forward as possible. Oh no, I tell you what, let's take them off, move these forward, and put ailerons on them. That's what we should have done. Brilliant. Yes. And then we can move these ones backwards to about here, because we have to, these tanks here, what we have to do is we have to account for when there's no liquid fuel in the front two tanks. So when that tank's empty and that tank's empty, this lift still needs to be behind there. Now if I just bring the, see, the liquid fuel starts to go back again when we put it in there. So if we get that to come to about there. think that's okay there. And then we can bring this back just... No, that wants to stay forward. Okay. Trying to fix the Mark II here, and I'm not sure it's working very well. Let's put the fuel back in there. See how far forward that goes. Doesn't move a lot because that tank's near the centre of mass. This tank here, however, will move the amount of fuel. Okay, that should be a lot better. Now, how many parts have we got on this one? 28. I can afford 2 more parts. Let's get some Separatrons. let's get these Separatrons on the side of the cockpit. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to detach the cockpit as if it had... Oops. As if it had blown off, so we get a proper centre of mass. And I'm going to get these Separatrons. We're going to... Oh, God, why is it not focusing on the right point? There we go, that will do. Right. We're going to put them on the side so that they fire up through the centre of mass. So we want that to rotate. We want to put it in symmetry mode. Now, which way around do they want to be? They want to be facing up. There we go. So that centre of thrust there wants to go through the centre of mass. There, and they should lift the cockpit straight up and out of any dangerous situation. And then the parachute should deploy. Although I would deploy the parachute separately automatically. Right, now let's attach that back on there. Let's do this. Let's get the Separatrons and the separator separate. Right, jet plane Mark II, kind of take 2 as well. That thrust is pointing in a bit of a funny direction, but that's because of these Separatrons, and we will not be launching them. Let's save that. Make sure our pilot's in there. It is. He is. He's in there now. He gained an XP from that last one. And launch. Okay, so here we are. We're on the runway. Pac-Man's in there. And what we're going to do is we're going to test the ejection mechanism. Okay, so let's have the brakes on. Let's pretend it's static on the ground. We're going to decouple and burn and parachute. Are we ready? This could be a horrible disaster. Pac-Man, good luck. Oh, wow, look at that. That is fantastic. Oh, I love it. Parachute as well. Oh, what a brilliant safety mechanism for an experimental aircraft. That would have saved Mundok's life, but Mundok's death has inspired innovation. Oh, what a mess. Well, at least Pac-Man's survived our test here. Let's go back and I will get this vessel back on the track again. And we'll try and take off this time. Okay, so back on the runway. This time we're not just going to launch ourselves nowhere. We're only going to get that first lot of engines rolling. We've got no air intakes. Oh, what a fail. What an absolute fail. I'm going to have to fix that. Okay then, so I went back in and I got some air intakes on the craft now. But as you may have noticed, I've also given it a bit of a design tweak. Now, I've decided as soon as this craft is fairly sort of maybe stable, we ditch the emergency release and in its place I would have more flaps on it, more ailerons, to make it even more stable than what it was. And the other thing that I've done is that I've angled the wings slightly, so you can see that the angle of the body of the craft is one way, but both of these wings are actually slightly inclined, and that's to give it just that little bit more lift. So this is now, I think, the final version of the jet plane Mark II. So we've got all the science from around the Kerbal Space Centre. Next episode, we're going to take this up into the skies and see how much temperature information we can gather from around there. But that's all from me for now. Thank you very much for watching, and until I see you next time, Goodbye.